Episode 60. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. We're here with the gold lighting and the gold tinsel for this special occasion. Episode 60, 2022. We're doing it big because today marks a very special day. A day where we don't have Twitch on the docket. We are not roasting Twitch on this episode. Do you know how astounding, mind-boggling, absolutely, that's a tactical nuke just going off and right in my frontal lobe. Like, I can't process this information anymore. It's just too much. And I've honestly been waiting for this day to come for quite some time, but I'm getting ahead of myself. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Qyz, aka the host of the show, but technically I fill out the B-roll and, fall into the background because we have a star-studded lineup. Because look at the star. Look at Le Champion. Look at the man with the greatest of plans. How you doing, Subtle Fraudulence? I'm glad to have you back for yet another week of whatever we call this. Clout.WAV, by the way. Hashtag ride the wave. But how you been, man? You doing all right?
Yeah, man, I'm doing okay. I'm striving and surviving over here because, hey, man, Blaze Blue Central Fiction added a rematch button to its rollback netcode. Isn't that amazing?
You guys didn't have a rematch button up until this point?
I know, right? Isn't it crazy how
basic features? Basic features. Like, come on, man. I shouldn't have to clap for that, but we will tip of the old hoodie to him, but it's just weird. I think it's strange that y'all had to ask for that, but alas, bravissimo. I'm glad that Arc System Works could get something going for you. But what else is going on in your
real
world?
Quick though, what else is going on? I gotta say this, man. What do you guys think? What do you all think? All right, you're scrolling down your timeline. Maybe you're on Twitter. Actually, Twitter for sure. Definitely not Instagram because that is where
Instagram has been taken over by celebrities now. Like, I'm convinced that there's no regular 9-to-5er on the gram anymore. It's just celebrities, or they've all moved to TikTok, man.
TikTok is filled with demons, all right? Filled with demons and temptation. I'll tell you that much right now. At least my timeline is.
If you ever wanted to see what a hellscape would look like genuinely, if you wanted to just have a mental picture of what hell is, I'm telling you, go to TikTok on a brand new account. Don't even log into it. Just scroll. Day one might be tame. Guarantee you by day 3 of you doing this, you will have nothing but a hellscape as your For You page. Tailor-made punishment just for you. It's going to be just like the Hellraiser movies, but with infinitely less blood. That and a whole bunch of stolen things that are copyrighted material. But we won't talk about that. Not right now.
Yeah, we're talking about the fact that you're scrolling down your timeline and then you see someone post something that's maybe a little thirsty. It's got a little bit of a thirst trap-ness to it, and maybe they ask you a question like, "Hey, which picture do you think is better?" Or "How do you like this?" Or "Hey, how are you doing?" Or whatever. Do you feel that urge to interact? Do you feel that urge to be like, maybe they'll talk to me and maybe we can become friends? Something like that. Is it okay to give into that urge every once in a while? Just be like, you know what? I like number 2. Oh, you want to know why? I don't give that out for free. So, is it okay? Is it okay to do that? Because, hey, not all of us are just here strucken by the horny ghost. Some of us are just here to have a good time, meet some friends, be like, hey, I like that post. You're doing some cool things here. Oh, you like Dragon Ball? I like Dragon Ball too. Oh, you heard about Adele and how she has to push back her show when she was crying? We could talk about that, but, it sucks for her. Anyways, yeah. Do you give into that urge? Maybe you could have.
See, I don't understand that line of thinking. I don't have that urge. I just be scrolling through the timeline and just be like, bait. Anyways, and I just keep pushing.
Look, man.
We just move like, what is this urge?
We've been inside for 2 years, man. Some of us want to be baited. All right. Some of us want to be baited.
In a master way, apparently. But no, I'm not. Those are not the roads I walk.
Look, now, of course, there are certain, like, accounts, profiles, people where you just got to just be like, no, there's no way this person is going to answer me. Like Beyonce is not going to answer you. What? Yaya Han? I don't know cosplayers anymore. Anyways, like the Jessica Nigiri is not going to answer you most likely. But like if it's like your local cosplayer or like your local streamer or something who posted something and it's like, oh well, this person is nice, and we have had like a comment here and there on some sort of social media or the Twitch or whatever. It'd be nice to be like, hey, I think this is nice, and I hope you have a nice day. Anyways, I'm gone. Whatever. Nothing horny. Like, oh, yes, please. Give me more. Could you DM me some of these? Oh, I'll pay you anything, please. Oh, it's like, no, you go to Reddit for that.
What? Wait. What's going on Reddit? Hold, are you okay, sir?
I'm okay. I'm just telling you about the internet. All right.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you had like firsthand experience in thirsticuffs. I just didn't know. Like, look, guys. If you want to go out online and you see someone who looks real dapper, real debonair, real great, wholesome content, whatever it may be, thirst trap, whatever, and you feel as though you want to pull up on their timeline and, just gauge some interest or whatever, go for it, I guess. I've never understood that, but if you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, I guess. But once you get that vibe of they're not interested, you need to fade away. Some of y'all don't leave. Some of y'all get told no and y'all go, who are you talking? You talking to him? You talking to Yusuke Urameshi up there? Oh, you must be talking to Samus.
Yeah, I didn't
Android
say 16? Be weird.
Word?
Yo, none of y'all be weird.
Because I'm right here. Hey,
be normal,
hey,
please.
Excuse me? I'm right here. Hey, you see? I'm right here. I'm right. Like, no, please don't be that person, because there's plenty of you who I see in these very threads that he's talking about who are like that. Or my personal favorite. This is my personal favorite. When you have a good rapport and like one of these cosplayers or one of these content creators of sorts is your friend, like you actually talk to them, you discuss things, and then you make a joke that's clearly an inside joke between you and aforementioned content creator. Then you have like some super simpatron come out of nowhere who doesn't understand that it's a joke going, how dare you sully her honor with your vernacular? How dare this silver-tongued hellspawn, this cretin, come for my queen in my visage? Like, no, buddy. Like, hello? It's two friends having a joke. And then when they have to shut it down, like, nah, he's cool. We just we joke with each other. They're just like, my queen, I failed you. I will now take out this Hanzo Hasashi steel and commit seppuku. But then they show up the next day because they're not really going to do it. They ain't about that life. They have no honor. They have no family. They have no tradition. This is Mucha Lucha now. That's right. But I don't know. Like, I've never understood what would compel someone to be scrolling through the timeline and then just see, like, for example, just see a cosplayer, like, let's just say dressed like Cammy White. Let's just pick the most basic, one of the most basic cosplays out there. Or Harley Quinn. I think Harley Quinn's better. That's one of the uber basics. And they're just like, one, they got their ass cheek out, and then one, like they're in like some pinup pose with trying to, put emphasis and draw focus to their chest. And then it's like, which photo do you like better? One or two? Like, we know what they're trying to do. They're trying to get the cheap engagement, the cheap interactions. But like, I've never understood why some people are so like they have to like fight themselves. They feel like there's a demon beast choking them and dragging them down into the ether unless they say something to this thread. Otherwise, they're going to explode. I've never understood where that comes from. Never understood why people would be compelled to do that. Like, once again, leaving a compliment in passing, no problem. Just saying, hey, where'd you get that outfit? Blah, blah, whatever. Things that are inquisitive upon the work, A-okay. You want to learn how to cosplay yourself or where to get started, you can ask once again, no problem. But some of y'all only get into these threads with some hopes that this cosplayer will then hit you up in a DM that you could become their sneaky link. And y'all y'all have completely misread the room. But I digress. So once again, I can't tell y'all what to do with y'all's time, but Twitter's not a dating site, and neither is Twitch. And as soon as many of you come to terms with that, I think life will be a little bit better for you. Maybe a lot more lonely.
It won't be better for those people because then they'll just show up and be like, but life is terrible. Nobody loves me. How? What do I do? How do I live? It'll just be that over and over again. And then, eventually someone will say, I'm tired of you. And then that person will go to jail for the things that they've done.
Well, there's no helping those people. There's nothing I can do for those people. I tried. I tried to give my little bit of, a little bit of advice, a little bit of guidance, counseling, and if that doesn't work out, then hey, rinse my hands of it. But speaking of things I got to rinse my hands of, have y'all seen the plummeting stocks of Netflix? Like, that thing has dive bombed off a cliff. Like, right now, they're in a rat race of free fall. Like, you may be asking yourself, well, how did it come to this? Like, well, what did Netflix do? Well, Netflix let one Korean show go to their head, and now they're too big for their britches. Folks, that Squid Game, I don't know if it was the right amount of tone and boost to the frontal lobe. I don't know if they're fully stimulated, but somehow they are in a delusional state that they think that Netflix is the new crack. You have too much competition and not enough sauce for you to be raising prices of a damn thing. Especially when HBO Max saw that, ooh, let's get in while the getting's good. And they lowered their prices in response while reloading with some pretty good heat that's coming out throughout the 2022 calendar year. Not to mention Disney Plus they're going all in as well. So Netflix, look, I got to ask you, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know what your thought process is on raising the price. But the fact of the matter is, why do y'all still have a standard definition option? Who's watching on standard definition devices? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, who?
Hey, man, us poor people are watching in standard definition. I'm not trying to pay fucking $15 so I can get 4K when I'm not even on a 4K TV. Get that shit out of here, all right?
Standard. Do you know what the standard definition is?
Clear. It's clear, bro.
Like, that is wild to me because it's only 480p.
Yeah, you're right.
It's not even 720p. It's 480p.
So what is it? Netflix has like standard, and then they have like what, HD, and then they have 4K, right?
Yeah.
I have the HD because I knew that the standard plan is like, here you go, you fucking poor ass bitch. It's like 480p that turns into like 180p while you're watching, and your internet like gets jostled for like 2 minutes or something like that. Like they don't care about you when it comes to so what's going on these days.
Here's the other basic limitation. Okay, the other basic limitation is as follows: you can only watch it at one device at a time.
Yep.
Number of phones and tablets you can have downloads on is 1.
Now, also, by the way, they used to circumvent that by giving you profiles to be like, oh, you can only watch on one device at a time, but you have profiles. So each profile can only watch on one device at a time. Now, that's bullshit. It literally tells you, it's like, oh, you got 4 of your profiles watching right now. You can't watch anything right now. It's like, bro, I'm the one paying.
Yeah, they really hit you with that onboard DRM. You love to see it.
Oh.
Also, unlimited. You still get your unlimited TV shows and mobile games, which I wasn't even aware Netflix had mobile games until I read the damn plan description, which is wild to me. Who's out here gaming on the Netflix platform? Like, be honest. I want it in the comments section below. Tell me, which games are you playing? Are you grinding? Do you have a high score? Is there a return on the investment? Like, do you play it on your phone? Do you play it on your TV? Like, you got to tell me what the play-by-play is, because it sounds like hogwash and dog water to me, especially since the games can't be but too technically advanced because they're part of the basic platform, which means they are going to be in 480p. So they can't be too technically impressive. It's not going to be a Genshin Impact. It's not going to be a Call of Duty Mobile. And we will get to Call of Duty in a minute. Oh my God, the mobile division of Call of Duty is actually, oh my.
Yeah,
okay, there's a whole lot of things in there.
Can you imagine paying Netflix to play fucking Genshin Impact? Like, come on, man. The game that not only is free to play, but it's also going to find a way to take your money in other ways anyway. So it's like you pay for your Netflix to get that game, and then the game itself is like, yo, give me $20 and you'll be able to get that anime waifu that we just released. And it's like, come on, man. You can't do this to me.
Yeah, wearing Netflix Red and Black. Yep.
Oh, you know what? You know what? See, this is why the people that you were talking about earlier are not going to survive. They're all Genshin Impact players. They cannot help themselves when it comes to leaving those comments. So it's not going to work out too well for them. They're going to be like, but I need the waifu. I need it right now. Ugh.
Like there was some girl, I think it was last week. This is after the podcast. It was during the weekend when I was over at Claudis's house. I was scrolling through my timeline. And I don't remember who retweeted it, but someone put a whole thing on my timeline where this girl went into this whole manifesto about why she has to censor her feet, because anytime she's in a bikini and her toes are visible, her DMs get flooded with the feet people.
Demons.
And I'm just like, they don't take no days off. They don't think about the consequences of their actions. They just re-up and reload every time. They just
horny ghost power. All right.
Look, okay, fine. That may be a thing. But then, like, there's other people in there who are talking about they have to censor their armpits now because people start posting pictures of, like, them having their phone and the girl's, like, armpit on the phone and then them licking the phone to swipe the like. And, like, I'm trying to find the disconnect here. Because, like, am I out of touch? Is this what flirting is in the modern era? Because, like, if this is it, I'm wrong.
It's definitely not. Yo,
I have dropped the
like
ball.
Your armpits. That's not.
I have not only fumbled the bag, I've thrown it out the 12-story window, and I don't know how to jump out of it. I clearly, if that's the case, I have been wrong, and I've never been more happy to be wrong, folks. If that's what it's come to, I'm out of the game.
Look, the only place where that's flirting is one of those fancy indie rom-coms where you have two extremely attractive people who are trying to have like a meet cute, but they also want to have like quirky dialogue. So it's like, hey lady, your armpits are a little cute there. I like that tank top. And then it's like, oh yeah, armpits, huh? That's the kind of guy you are. And then they I don't know, neg each other for like 10 minutes or something, and then get through like a very terrible relationship for a while, and it's like, I can't pay the bills because I'm broke. What do you demand this from me? And then whatever, in the end they have a baby or something.
So I mean, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but you used the particular verbiage. You used a very hot word of the day. Mm-hmm. So you were talking on Twitter not too long ago in which you said that you got a match and they unmatched with you because of your use of the aforementioned word negging. So
yeah,
regale us with that tale, because I read that and I was just like, Nani?
People are look. Some people, even if you're on your phone or you can Google, some people just, I don't know, like they hear a word and they're gone. Some people literally will hear a term and think, oh, this is one of those red flags that I was told about, so I've got to go. So I matched with a girl on Hinge. I don't know, this was like years ago. And like we were talking, we were like shooting shit or whatever. And she's I think like the next day she's like, oh, what are you up to? And I was like, oh, I'm working on this video on negging and the negative effects that it has on society. And she just like, she responded with like, negging, and I was like, yes, and then like, I don't know, 2 minutes later she unmatched. So I was like, I didn't say I'm going to neg you or anything. Like, I don't like that's not my forte. Like, you can talk about something without actually doing it. You know what I mean? Like, I could talk about eating apples without actually eating apples right now. It's okay. Like, I was not gonna like nag anybody because that shit is gross. But I was gonna like make people more aware, because I'd noticed I had a lot of conversations with people where I mentioned the term And they were literally like, I don't like, what is that? And I was like, oh shit, you don't know. All right, let me tell you about what your psycho ex boyfriend tried to do to you. And then that we go on. They're like, oh shit, I never noticed. Or it's like, oh, I was talking to a guy and he did that. I was talking to a girl and she did that. And it's like, well, now you know to look out for that and not fall for it. Because like I specifically remembered a movie that came on Comedy Central a lot where this dude like the main dude in it was supposed to be like he was like this like piece of shit like comedian type dude or whatever, and he was talking about how he gets women and he goes to a bar and he's like, oh, I find the prettiest woman in here and I insult them, and like it shows him walk up to this woman, he's like, your dress is trash, and she's like, oh, how could you say that to me? And then like it like goes to the next scene, he's like having sex with her, and I'm like, what like what do you what? And this was just a thing that was like casually like what we consumed, and it was casually what people believed was like, I think some people still believe that that's a thing that you can do to women to I don't know, what do they say, bag them, smash, or what's the cool hip term for the like I want to treat a woman like a piece of meat nonsense now.
Good old smash and grab.
Yeah, it's like people like that are disgusting, and you don't need to like worry about all that, And it's simply going to be a video to be like, people like that are disgusting, and just watch out for it. But yeah, I don't know, that girl, I guess, like made some like assumptions and didn't have a conversation, instead just dipped out. So if you have assumptions about someone, you're free to like talk to them about it.
This sounds like the exact shit that Megan used to watch. And yes, for those of y'all who don't know, Megan, the hentai connoisseur, that woman was a demon beast in and of her own right. But according to her favorite genre is that mind control shit, where like they treat a woman like such shit to the point to where they're like obedient dogs. And there are people in the chat saying that's their favorite genre too. All right, y'all are all demon beasts. All right, y'all have gone too far. Y'all have crossed a certain threshold, and I can no longer ride off with y'all anymore. You are no longer my viewers. You're his viewers. Anyways.
No longer. Oh, I mean, you're definitely not mine. Like, you guys don't show up in my streams, so yeah.
Wait,
that's right.
Hold on. In the chat, it's a huge fantasy of yours. So that's what you want.
That's the weird thing about that sort of thing. Like, usually people like treat it as a fantasy of like, oh, I want someone to do that to me. But there's always a caveat to this. It's like, I want someone hot to do that to me is usually the caveat to these things. No. That's usually the caveat that no one ever like says out loud, but it's supposed to be like implied.
Okay. It's consensual. Okay. Oh, Jesus. Trust me, the stuff that Megan has showed, that it's not because there's no consent. That is just raw.
I mean, you're talking about
demon. I know it's animation. It's disconnected from reality. I 100% understand that. I'm just saying the shit that I have seen, bro.
Yeah, that hentai is awful and it's a sin. That's what I'll say right now. No,
I didn't know it got that wild, bro.
You did? Oh.
I didn't know they had people putting toilet seats on girls' faces and then fully animated 60 frames per second doodle log going on her face. What are y'all watching?
They do that in IRL stuff too. So.
And I don't need to know that either.
A certain lady by the name of Lana Rhodes. She now has a podcast with some of her friends who have not done any pornography, where they just talk about I don't know, things, and like she just every once in a while just mentions, she's like, yeah, I did a shoot where they made me do this, and like they all pissed in a cup and then they made me drink it. It's like, Lana, you didn't have to do that. Like, you could have just been like, you know what, I'm done with this and whatnot. She's like, and that's why I don't do it anymore. It's like, Lana, whoa, like those people are deranged, and it's nice that you got away from it, but holy shit, what?
Oh my god, my head hurts. My head. Yeah, you know what? We're just gonna grab this by the throat and eat it in the next week. Different topic. I'm out of there.
Some people, when they get a power trip, they get a power trip. They get a power vacation, man.
Those people need to be blacklisted from the industry. What do you mean they just out here pissing in the cup? Now, granted, obviously they're gonna go, well, you know, we didn't force her to do it. We just did it and say, hey, you want to drink it? And then she drank it. And if that's the case, then man, that's a tough spot to be in. But like the fact that like that wasn't even on the script and y'all just tried to improvise, let's see if we could drink her to pee. That's malicious in and of itself. But once again, we have too much shit to talk about that I'm not wasting it on this fucking degen ass topic anymore. I'm sorry, Joe Swanson has spoken.
Joe Swanson.
We're not doing it anymore, Peter. Okay, we're not. We're moving on. But speaking of things that will not be done anymore, Italian people of the world, my Italian brethren, sisters, members of the FBI, that being the full-blooded Italians, what was going on in the Senate meeting that y'all had over the past couple of days? Because somehow, some way, instead of locking up some votes, laying down some heartfelt legislation, instead of, completing all the fantasies of each and every one of your individual constituents out there, somehow you had Final Fantasy 3D hentai being streamed on your Zoom call for a Senate meeting.
Okay, so this is what happened. It was a Zoom call, and Mans was I don't know why he thought that he could do this while on a very important call with his political friends here. This is a Senate call, and he decided that he was gonna watch some Tifa porn while he was on this Zoom call, and then he accidentally shared his screen, and so it was like it was full screen. He had a full screen on his end, and so he accidentally shared his screen, and like everybody, like at first nobody realized what was happening. It just showed up on the screen. They're like, huh? Wait, what is this? What's going on? Whatever, and like they actually stopped everything to be like, wait, who's sharing their screen? Who's doing this? Wait, hold on. And I think if I like the way that it sounded was like the dude who did it was like, oh, I don't know who's doing it, whatever. And they stopped like, hey, it's you. You're the one who's doing it. What are you talking about? How dare you say that about me? It's just fucking hilarious because it's just like
chat. I see y'all asking for the link. Just go on Twitter and just put Italian Zoom call or Italian Tifa. It should be within like the first 5 tweets. It's wild. Hell, I think I even retweeted like what the state. I think I made a retweet that said the state of your Senate mate. Fix this. Fix this. And lo and behold, they out there. The demon beast are in office. They've taken over.
I think he also had his cam on, so like it was really weird. He just, it's not like he looked like a degen or anything like that. I think he was wearing like his, suit and everything. He looked like somewhat like clean cut, like Italian man who was just like an older man who was sitting there just like watching Tifa hentai, like, just straight up Tifa butt ass on the bed with some dude behind her. And I was like, what the fuck? I was like, why would you choose now to watch this though? Like, why you couldn't wait until the meeting was done?
The original Jurassic Park told us when you gotta go, you gotta go. Even if there's a giant T-Rex coming at you, if you gotta go, you gotta go. So it didn't matter if he was in a senatory meeting. If you got a fap, you got a fap against. That's him.
Well, hey, remember, we've also had some issues with things like that here in America, where like there's a guy who was on a Zoom call. I don't think he was part of the Senate. I think it was like a Congress member or something like that. But like he also he didn't screen share anything, but he was like on cam and didn't realize his cam was on, and so he was sitting there and this man was just blasting one off, and everyone's like, hey, what? The player pass back on. He's like, and I think recently it was brought up that like he's getting fired or something because they're like, we gotta talk about this, we gotta have like a real talk about this. It's like, bro, you're not coming back.
Like, what the conversation needs to be had, you're gone. Like, I don't understand how you sitting in a business meeting, you just over here like, what are you doing?
Horny ghost power.
There's only two things that you're doing when you go. Well, okay, maybe three things. Either you're having a brain aneurysm when you need to go to a hospital. 2, you're jerking some chicken. Or 3, you found out that you actually got the winter solstice powers that we were promised 2 years ago, and you're becoming a Super Saiyan 3. That's the only 3 things that you're doing. State. That's it.
My name is Jaden, and I'm a Super Saiyan.
Hey, Jaden, achieve your dreams, sir. Do what you need to do to be great. Go out there and be somebody. But ultimately, though, as strange as it may sound to say, this is not the biggest political scandal that we've seen in the past 48 hours. Because your boy Mitch McConnell, newsflash, doesn't even think people that look like me or my very, 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 very handsome co-host are even American. Apparently, I'm French. And what are you? What are you supposed to be?
Yo, I'm Italian, bro.
Oh, okay. You're okay. I see. You're running for Senate. I understand.
I'm running for Senate. I'm taking the spot.
Because Mitch McConnell went out and said that Black Americans are voting just as much as Americans are. And I'm like, wait, what do you... African Americans are voting as much as Americans are. Sir, you do know that we, born here, American, you know, you come from other nations, get citizenship, go ahead and get down and settle, and you're American. You know, like, it's not like clearly you see us as other, as if we're in another secret pseudo-American archetype that doesn't really exist.
I mean, remember how, like, I don't know, what, a year ago, we were all inside, and then, someone was murdered, and then people are just like, we're tired of you guys not understanding that these people don't think that we're real people or real citizens of this country. And then, like, you had a whole group of people who were saying, nah, you guys are crazy. What are you talking about? Our Congress members, the people who are in charge, they don't believe things like that. And then you look at old fucking Mitch McConnell and his weird ass neck, and then, it's like the chicken man.
My man got a turkey gobbler, bro.
Exactly. Like, that dude, like, literally always has a look on his face like he's the exact person who's going to be like, they don't belong here in this nation. And it's just like, when you tell someone about that and about how you have that feeling, that sixth sense about this dude, they're just like, nah, man, you're crazy. You're being, wild. Or why would you go to those conclusions? And then now we have video proof. We could just show him. We could show all these people a clip of him just straight up saying it, and I'm sure he'll be like, "Well, I misspoke. I didn't mean it like that."
There are plenty of people out there who you could just see it on their face. They're like, "Man, I wonder if slaves had money back guarantees." Some of these people out here are like that. Now, some people are going to be quick to come to the quick judgment, the obvious rebuttal and counterpoint. So do you ignore it when it's Joe Biden when he say these things? No, because we thought about him too.
Yeah.
Also, that we still need to get a fact check and a police officer ready for that whole story that he told. By the way, about I remember when I used to sit in the pool and the young kids used to see my hair turn gold. They'd want to touch it. They'd be like, first of all, you letting strangers kids come up and just touch your inner thigh and your hair on it. First of all, that's a red flag. Throw this man to jail.
Yeah.
Like,
it sure is.
So let's not act like he's got a whole smorgasbord of problems. We're not saying because we don't fuck with Mitch McConnell, that doesn't mean that we now fuck with Joe Biden. We never have. But you also look at Trump and it's like, well, we ain't going down that route either.
You just do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Like we had to choose the lesser of two evils, and we did. We chose the one who was supposed to give us free college and hasn't done it yet. Anyways,
I mean, we knew he wasn't good. When I heard that statement, I was like, "Oh, this is that is Biden's wall." Trump told you that Mexico was going to pay for that dividing wall.
Mm-hmm.
That did not happen.
Like, look, between old man who may say some like accidental racist things, and old man who says the racist things with his chest, I'm gonna be it's like an old grandpa who's just like, no, you see, the Negroes were like such nice people back then. It's like, grandpa, you can't call them that. What are you doing?
Biden has said a couple of things with his chest. Nah, bro.
You were right.
And Hillary. Remember,
Bro.
Hillary's one who started us calling them super predators.
Super predators, bro.
So like, we not overlooking nothing. We are informed. Thank you very much.
It's hard. It is so difficult to like get somebody who is like a decent enough human being to be on either of these fucking sides.
Being a decent human being and being a successful politician are oxymorons. You can't do both.
I mean, shit, look at Bernie. He used to cape for us. And like he literally fought with us, for us. And the moment that got out, they're like, yeah, he can't be our representative. That guy, I mean, I don't know, he's old, he's smelly, he's trying to give people money.
On one hand, he's not racist enough. And on the other hand, well, I mean, he may have been in the trenches with y'all, but he hates women. And it's like,
huh?
Who said that? Because he tried to take the spotlight from Hillary, and that's why we lost. And it's like the mental gymnastics it took you to get from the parking lot to the first aisle of that statement, Superstore,
right,
is wild to me, but that's who's voting, baby. I will never forget that video clip that kind of went viral back in the day where this dude was going around asking people, and I quote, "What do you think of Barack Obama and his running mate, Sarah Palin?" And people were answering the question like that was the correct thing to do. And I don't mean they were correcting him or saying, no, that's not the... They were just like, yeah, I think him and Palin are going to do a great job and they're going to bang up the White House, go Obama. And it's just like, oh, no, baby, my sweet summer child, why we did... Like, the video in and of itself is embarrassing, and I have no explanation to those people whatsoever.
Well, that's the system, man. Like the system is designed to make people like believe things like that because it's like, oh, you guys don't need to pay attention to this. This stuff is not that important, right? It's not going to affect you. And it's like, yeah, no, all of you need to pay attention to this, please. It's going to affect you. And now what? We have all these people who are like, Joe Biden is ruining our country because gas prices are up. And it's like, see, you don't understand the effects of what happens when someone else is president first. Like,
but you want to know what you want to know what I haven't seen? I haven't seen $4 gas prices, and I know I paid them before.
Yeah.
So this isn't the worst. This isn't the worst we've seen. Remember when we thought we were going to see $6-something on the gas? Remember that was a legitimate threat. Granted, it was a long time ago when that happened, but we were sweating bullets.
Hey man, remember when everyone was like, we're gonna run out of gas? We should probably like find like an alternative so that we can like continue to use our cars. And then they're like, let's use the wind, and stupid shit like that. And then we just never got anywhere on it. And it's just like now, damn, gas is so expensive, guys. Like what's happening? It's like, well, we have to be like shit, like really awful, like oil people in order to have good gas prices. And, like it's one or the other. You can't have good gas prices and like not be awful to get the oil that you need for the gas, whatever. All right, sure. Remember the Saudi Arabian dude who walked into the Parliament, I think it was, and he never walked out, and they're like, he fell. Bro, he fell. We would have to play nice with those people to have better prices.
But you know what else is like Omega Wild though? Like when you really think about it, like those people that you see in office, those are the ones who are watching the shadiest nonsense on xvideos.com, I promise you.
You are fucking right. Ted Cruz out here watching step fantasy porn. With what Corey Chase, I believe it was, and this man was so stricken by the horny ghost that he liked it on Twitter, and someone caught him. They're like, "Hey, what's this over here?" And like people started like adding Corey Chase about it, and they're like, "See, Ted Cruz likes you, Corey. Hey, how's that? Like, oh, isn't it nice that he likes you?" Or whatever. She's like, "Oh, I'm flattered, but I don't like that dude. He's trash."
Because like. A lot of these people make these political stances that they are 100% anti-horny like all the time. And they're like, nah, man, you got to do this, X, Y, and Z. Like, as you know, some of these people who have been in office forever have been trying to put legislation to stop the horny beast. Spoiler alert. They're probably the horny beast.
Yeah.
It's them. They know. They out there.
When you go for all the stories of like the Anthony Wieners, who it's like, oh, the man with the last name Wiener sent dick pics to a bunch of his like staff members, like secretaries and whatnot. He's in all kinds of sexing scandals, and Now he's created porn stars out of that. Like, come on, bro. Come on.
It's like that one dude from the Young Turks where everyone found out that man was writing like Jesus, like sex slave fan fiction and shit. Like that was wild.
You talking about Jimmy Dore? Is that who we're talking about? Or was it Jimmy Dore who did that?
Who's the chubby host?
Oh, you're talking about Chank. Yeah.
That was wild. That was a whole rabbit hole to dive down like 4 or 5 years ago. That was definitely something.
That's Hassan Piker's uncle, actually. So I don't know. He ran for some sort of like position, like governor of California or something like that. And I think that's when that got out. And like when you showed me the clip, I was like, he just said that. I'm like, oh, the hair. Like, even as a joke, it's like, no, bro. No, because
see, when you say things like a joke, someone's going to take you up on that and look into it. And well, they looked into it, and boy, the stuff they found was not bueno, bro.
It was hella random. I was like, all right, well, yeah, well, I have nothing to say about this. Like
that was legit. Godspeed, Spider-Man. Godspeed. But even pushing past that, I don't know if you guys know this, but Twitter has apparently got native NFT support now.
Oh God.
So if you get Twitter Blue, which gives you the lovely features of being able to upload longer videos, being able to click undo on a tweet, or my personal favorite feature, here you go. You guys are going to like this one. Your timeline is actually readable. Yes, they make it so threads are viewable in an optimized way that is very cohesive and coherent, which means they intentionally are limiting the site and making the threads are actually dog water, fecal matter all over your screen with the weird line and like the one that breaks into another line and then like the weird indent and margins. Yeah, apparently that's intentional because if you get Twitter Blue, it looks better.
Well, that's a tech as old as time, man. Let me tell you a little something that I learned about the automobile industry, right? Because you sent me a pic that's actually like an example of this. Back in the old days when they made cars like the Model T and whatever came after that, they had some strong material. They had some great material for these cars. And so, people were buying the car and it's like, shit, I could buy one car and that'll last me for the rest of my life. This car is great. It's tough. And it's not really going to give me any problems. And then eventually the automobile industry was like, shit, they're buying a car once and then they never come back. We need them to buy more cars. We need people to buy more cars. And so they decided we're going to make the cars shittier so that people will come back and buy more cars.
Cars are like iPhones. Like they're designed to be defunct after 8 to 12 years.
Yep. And now, that's just how the industry is, guys. What are you talking about?
Provided you're using day-to-day use.
So the Tesla's problems. What are you talking about? Problems? The car drives itself. There's no way it could have problems.
Man, no, ain't no way you gonna tell me a car ain't got no problems, but a car got to get a firmware update. Mm-hmm. Ain't no way. Ain't no way you gonna tell me a car perfect, but it got to get firmware updates. Nah, bro. I thought it was perfect.
When we get to the day where like Elon Musk's his voice like comes up in the car and it's like, look, I can't let you do that, John. It's time we go back home now. It's like, wait, what? No, what are you talking about? I was going to Wendy's. It's gonna be hilarious.
But I mean, that's tough. That's tough. But speaking of native NFT support, now when you have Twitter Blue, you can now post your NFT as your display picture and have the rights publicly visible for who owns the NFT on your display picture to other Twitter Blue users. The problem with this is you can go on anybody who has this piece of product implemented into their Twitter as a non-Twitter Blue user, and you will not be able to see any of this information publicly available to you at all. Which means the only people who are able to have any input on NFTs are people who've already bought into NFTs.
Yep. And again, can you tell me like what's the value of this? Like, hey, yeah, you guys see my NFT here? It's like, okay, cool. Like what's the value of this?
It honestly, at this point, it's just a attempt to get rich quick scheme developed by people who have barriers to entry. Like, let's face it, getting graphics cards to provide the energy for you to actually get things on the blockchain at this point are harder to come by to get your cryptocurrencies in various ways. But we're at a point now where that being a barrier to entry entices a lot of rich people to be like, oh, there's a way we can make profit and it has a high barrier to entry and all I have to do is invest. Tell me more. Because let's be honest, there are plenty of people who have a lot of money and a whole lot of time to spend it and they have all the material things they want, so they're just trying to see what can make them more money. Because we've seen some people have been able to flip these NFTs into somewhat decent wealth for themselves. I'm not saying that the scheme ain't been working for folks.
It sure has. And the
I'm
thing
just
about
saying,
it,
I don't see the long-term viability of it because it's digital media that sure you own, but like if I own Red Monkey NFT, what is the value of me trying to seek out Blue Monkey NFT? Am I trying to collect the Infinity Chimps? Like what?
Well, like the thing that's probably going to help this last longer than it should is probably COVID, because like people aren't going to be going out to parties, or there's not going to be a lot of like water cooler talk, so you're going to have less people who are just like, oh cool, so you got an NFT as their profile picture instead of a regular picture. So like, what's the difference here? Like what's better about this NFT as your Twitter profile picture as opposed to like, I don't know, a picture of yourself or just another random picture from the internet? Like what's the difference? Is it cooler? Is it more efficient? Like, what's going on? You making money every time someone looks at the picture? What's going on here? No one's going to have to explain that because that question is not going to be asked for a long time.
Especially when someone says, hey man, you want to see my NFT? And they got to boot up like some special ass app to boot it up on the
Christ.
To boot it up on the TV so they can look at a 6-second video and say, you wasn't that shit sick? How much that cost you? $25K. I'm sorry, 25 carrots. Like you went to the backyard, you have a carrot like little garden, and you gave somebody 25 carrots, right? No, 25K. Oh, you mean 25 Kelvin, like degrees. I don't even know how you manifest that and measure that or how you give that away, but that's what you mean, right? Oh no, like $25,000. Sir, I can no longer call you a contact. I must leave. I must go.
Well, look, it's the fact that like no one's gonna ask, and so people are gonna like get away with it, and also booting up like okay. I recently saw somebody like doing like a podcast or something, and they're like, "Oh, it's sponsored by this game company." And it's like play this game, and you'll be able to make real money because the currency in the game is actually cryptocurrency. I'm like, that actually sounds like pretty nice. It's like basically playing a mobile game and you get cryptocurrency. It's like there's no way you can like lose because all you'll do is just invest some time and maybe you'll make some currency to like make some real money. And then I like go to the website and it's like, oh hey, you wanna start playing the game? Cool. All right. So first you gotta set up this wallet. You got to set up this coin purse here, and then you'll be able to. And it's like, oh, all right. I don't think I want to do this anymore. The moment you tell me that I've got to like set up an account with this other like proprietary like thing here in order to create a new separate wallet for this particular cryptocurrency instead of using maybe like an existing wallet or some sort of app or anything like that where I already have cryptocurrency or already have these things. It's like, oh, that's a lot of work for something that's already a little sus because it's your coin and I'm making money off of it. How are you making money off of it?
I don't know. It's one of those tough things where there's a lot of nuance to it. So explaining it in a way that makes sense to a lot of people, like it's to the average person, trust me, getting an NFT means literally nothing to you. You can literally ignore it. But people who have the means to make money off of NFTs, you just have to find people who are dumb and you can coax into buying these things at inflated prices.
Yep.
Because there are literal, genuine artists drawing the latest and greatest in legitimate concepts for new and existing IPs who you would see a piece of art and it could be chiseled in marble. It could be done with the finest of paints. It could be done painstakingly by hand. Like, look on TikTok. You see people literally making like full portraits of like famous people with toothbrush bristles. Connect Four stuff. There's people who are making art with D20 dice and just making full-on paintings by going dot by dot like pixel art to make these high-res looking pictures of people. And you wouldn't pay $40 for it. And it could be in your own home. It could be a centerpiece, a talking point.
Yep.
You wouldn't pay $400. You wouldn't pay $4,000. You wouldn't even, some of y'all wouldn't even pay 40 cents. However, $25K for a digital thing on the blockchain and people could go look and verify that you own it when it doesn't really ascertain any real genuine value is stupid to me. But once again, we talked about this last week. I don't feel like there's enough reason to regurgitate that information back to you. So go ahead and watch last week's episode, which is live on YouTube, by the way. For some reason, YouTube was fighting me on that for the longest time. But I just checked. Apparently went live 6 minutes ago. So you're getting a 2-for-1 tonight if you missed it last week. But that aside, we need to talk about one thing about Twitter Blue. You mean to tell me that you make a paid subscription service to Twitter? And I may have said this last week, but I think it's worth mentioning again. This is important to me. I don't know how many of you guys remember old accounts back in like the first wave of Twitter accounts that were made when Twitter first opened up shop. But you could put animated profile pics as your display page. Like you could have animated GIFs. And for the longest time, they did not take this away. Some old ancient accounts may still have them, but I know a few years ago, if you still had a legacy account, you could still have the GIF. However, if you changed it, you could never put a GIF back. Now, obviously, that would give you some pop. That would give you some flair. That would give you some uniqueness in a thread. However, the fact that they have NFT integration tells me that they have specific perks for profile pictures. How are animated GIFs not part of your Twitter Blue subscription plan? If there was literally one feature that people would bend over and just say, that's right, fist me, Twitter daddy. Just 100% open up my wallet and take me for what I'm worth. That is the feature. The common Twitter user would literally just completely ignore all the other features to get that one singular feature added to their profile. You know it. I know it. The fact that I brought it to your attention again made you go, you know what? Matter of fact, you're right. Where's my animated profile picture? And you're right. You would be very, very correct in feeling that way, feeling a little bit, what's the word? A little bit besmirched, a little bit, I don't know, dare I even say upset and genuinely disturbed that they would even insult your intelligence like this. Like, come on, man. It's the easy feature. This is just like Sega not giving you guys a Chow Garden mobile game by now. These are easy, free money ideas, and somehow these companies with blue and white logos don't want to pick up the program.
Because they don't have to, man. It's because they don't have to. Look,
everybody can't get bought out by Microsoft, man. Not everybody.
Nah, that's not even one. That's not even the thing. You see, look, you are a player of video games, yes? So you know the current state of video gaming. We've heard the news about Battlefield 2042, right? People still bought the game. The game should not have been released yet. Okay, actually, no.
It was not ready, but what they wanted that sweet, succulent holiday release. And it bit them in the ass. Why? Because Halo actually had a lot of time, care, and effort put into it. And then when they rolled out that campaign was but that campaign is pretty godlike. Now, say what you want about like the story beats, but the gameplay wise, that gameplay is sick. And this is coming from someone who has hated the last 2 Halo games.
Look, man, I don't know what you're saying. You said all that stuff about Halo getting all the care and stuff. Yeah, the campaign. We played the multiplayer when it came out, man. Hey, man, the
multiplayer is solid now, but there's one thing I will say: they need to still work on their hit registration, because I know that first I'll say the first like 8 weeks, the first 2 months of that game being out, bro, you shoot somebody dead to rights and they just still walking, bro.
Exactly. So, but that's the state of gaming right now, right? You give someone a half finished product, people are still going to buy it because, how would they even know to like complain that it's half finished? They'll be like, well, I guess this is what they thought the game was. And a lot of people are just going to be like, well, this is fine because I can still play it. It still does things, you know? It doesn't matter. Like, hey, man, Cyberpunk was a jank game, but it was a playable video game. It was a playable video game. It was not worth $60, but we already paid it. So it's like, shit. I mean, we have it, right?
While Cyberpunk was terrible, I do feel as though there's like, don't get me wrong. I never feel bad for any big time developer who comes out and shits the bed like that. But I do think it was a little bit dishonest of a lot of people making it seem like every single version of the game played like the PlayStation 4 version of the game.
Yeah, that was
because that is not true. Now, don't get me wrong. The other ones did not play well. But that other version was a very different beast.
Honestly, yeah. And like that's what like, Twitter and all these other companies are doing now. I mean, like shit, even dating apps do it. Like algorithm so the algorithm used for like, like Tinder and stuff, they will literally not show you as much. They will not show people who are active to you as much unless you're one of those people who pays for one of their fancy premium subscriptions, which on top of that, it's like if you have the free version, it's like, oh, you have a limited version of like swipes or whatever. You have limitate, like you don't get to see who like swipes on you, all that stuff, but when you pay, it's like you get boost, you get to see everybody who likes you, you get you're showing off everywhere.
But you want to know what's wild though? Correct me if I'm wrong. On Tinder, right? If you swipe on the app and you don't match with them, or actually, does it tell you if somebody swipes on you?
It tells you that you have a like.
And is it all right when you click on who's the like? Does it just have like a blurry profile picture?
It doesn't even do that anymore. It says, "Hey, bro, buy some of this premium, and you'll be able to see who this is."
No way, dude! Oh my god, that's
like the blurry profile picture is blurrier, so blurry that you can't make out anything. Before you could make out something. But now, nah, they make it like impossible to tell what the hell's going on there. And then they also like when you try to like get a better look at that like picture or whatever, you fucking.
I'm convinced that they have like template blurry pictures because there's no way, there's no way those blurry pictures are accurate. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, it'll just randomly be like, "Hey, bro, why don't you pay for some of this premium so that you could really see what's going on?" Sometimes randomly, it'll just it'll be like, "Hey, premium."
So let me ask you this then: are we even sure that those likes are real for some people? Like, how do we know that it's not like some fake like? Because I'm sure it could be a bot.
Yeah, there are a lot of times that there are bots. That's what like the shittier dating sites would do. Like like when you get on there, it would be like, hey, this person's trying to message you, or hey, this person's like trying to contact you or whatever. Hey, you should buy the premium so you can talk to them. And then when you get there, it's like some Indian dude with like a picture of a blonde woman, and it's like, oh, hello, would you like to pay me $20 so I can have gas? It's like
gas. They hustling for gas?
Bro, there are all kinds of wild hustles that are out there. Like there are dudes who will like make a catfish profile. So it'll be like, oh, hey baby, if you give me like $20 for gas, I'll be able to come over to your house tonight. It's like, please just give me the gas and then I'll be able to come over. It's like, what are you talking about?
It's like,
and then they go,
you don't even know where I live. Like, what are you even talking about? I ain't give you no address.
Exactly. Like that's how it works. And so now Twitter is doing the same thing. It's just like, hey, bro, you remember when we had GIFs as pictures? Hey, remember when we told you that we were gonna make threads a lot, more readable?
Make threads great again.
Hey, remember that some of you got some of these like, beta features that were kind of cool or whatever? Hey, man, yeah, if you get Twitter Blue, you can get all that stuff. It's like, oh. All right. So you want me to pay you to be on this cesspool? Oh,
On
that's
this
crazy.
app?
So the anime profile picture can tell me that it likes kids, or that lollies or just anime girls, and so it doesn't mean anything wrong, or you want me to see all those things for money? Nah, I'm good. I'm all right.
You don't want that type of pain?
No, I don't
Come
want somebody
on, buddy. You
out
don't
here
want a little bit of struggle in your life?
out here telling me some wild shit. Like, what are you guys talking about, man? The Fresh and Fit is the best podcast ever. They taught me that if I turn myself into a high value man, that women will always love and respect me, and that I will be part of the 10% that has all the women.
All right, hold on a second. I have got to wash my eyes out because I don't know what happened, but my God, they are burning alive. Entertain amongst yourself.
Man is burning from that. You see that? He heard everything about the Fresh and Fit podcast. He heard about how to become a high value man, and it was too much for him. Now his eyes are burning. He's destroyed. Destroyed. Crypto crash? What the fuck? Okay. Yeah. So Tom Clancy's Extraction is out. Everybody's so hyped about that on Twitter, right? But if you have Twitter Blue, you don't ever have to see that actual fucking ad ever again. Mm.
Don't worry. I know I walked off screen for a bit, but no, that does not mean I was doing crack cocaine. I wasn't just taking hits live on Twitch.
Oh, hey, did you hear that Steven Crowder tried to tell people that Martin Luther King Jr. was fucking crack whores, even though crack didn't exist during that time?
What?
Yeah, this is the world we have to deal with.
I told you that man is a grifter and a bait man.
Yeah, he is. But in the worst way. Like, it's like, look, if you're going to sit here and be like, I'm doing it for comedy, I'm funny or whatever, like, make an attempt at being funny. But no.
Because that was mid 80s.
Yep.
And then it began to wane in the 90s, but there was another, like, I would say the mid 90s and even like early 2000s. It was kind of starting to resurface a little bit. But then like after that, you just hear about it in like very sparing cases. But the point is, Martin Luther King was dead long before crack was a thing.
Mm-hmm. Now crack is just in your prescriptive medications for ADHD and whatnot.
But for some reason, it's still in TV shows. Like everyone just out here slinging packs.
Well, that's because you have things like Snowfall, where it's like back in this time, this is where the epidemic was, and this is how it started, and all that kind of shit. Nowadays, they don't necessarily just say people are crackheads. They just show people who are on like heroin or meth or whatever, things that might as well be crack.
Oh, that weird disturbing shit I saw on Twitter where that dude was just like, sometimes you just got to give her Xannies to get her panties, and I was just like, what?
Huh?
Y'all just be telling on yourselves, man. Some of these people go straight to jail, man. Please,
officer, that's him. Arrest him right now.
Right there. Yeah, get him the fuck out of here. But that being pushed aside, I'll let you. Which blizzard you want to talk about? The nose blizzard, the sugar boogers, or real blizzard? Which blizzard you want to talk about? We got options.
Oh my god. It's rumored that Microsoft is going to actually buy another company, and people are somehow thinking that company might be Sega, and I'm like, one, I don't think Sega can be bought out right now, and two, why? Like, what is that going to give them?
To be honest, you get Sonic, you get
Sonic, Yakuza, which is like a different series now.
Yeah, you get
Echo the Dolphin. Like,
do you want Space Channel 5? I mean, we could hook you up with some Space Channel 6. You know what I'm saying? We could.
Do you want to actually do something with Jet Set Radio?
Do you want to get a Choo Choo Rocket mobile game?
How we haven't gotten that yet here in the States, I don't know. I don't get it.
It was a neat little puzzle game. The reason why I don't think you're gonna get Jet Set Radios because like I just don't see people getting inline skates to work. But guess what? I'm gonna be front and center day one. Bomb Rush Cyberpunk. I will be there. I'll be streaming it. Whenever that game gets a release date, I'll be there. Whenever that game is in my cart, I'll be there. Frame one. I don't care if it releases at 2:37 in the morning on a Tuesday. I'm gonna be there. Okay? Because I'm ready. But if that game somehow ends up being terrible, I'm going to tell you right now, anytime I hear the word spiritual successor as part of the advertisement campaign for a video game, I'm immediately just like turned off by it. 100% flaccid. Because spiritual successors have a history of being like, no, you captured some of the art style of the game, but the gameplay, 100% 3 strikes, you're out. You whiffed. You didn't even sniff the ball. Didn't even come close to hitting it, bro. And that's just no bueno. But speaking of things that have been no bueno, as you all know, Overwatch is a thing that exists. And Blizzard and Activision collectively have been bought out by big old daddy Microsoft, bringing out the macro peen, absolutely shaking the face of the gaming industry pretty much to its core, because it's probably the biggest move that you could ever have done, because $70 billion, that's not play money. That's generational wealth, multi-generational wealth. That's huge. Because you want to know what the next biggest entity is? Nintendo at $61 billion. That's their value. And then underneath that, EA is at 38 mil.
Yep.
Excuse me, 38 bill. Excuse me, these are bills we're talking about. 61 bill and 38 bill respectively. And Activision Blizzard just got bought out for 70. And now what this actually means, we won't know. We won't know until projects start being developed. But we do know one thing. Game Pass guys and girls, y'all eating good in the neighborhood. Y'all are feasting. Y'all are going to be eating well. Y'all going to be well compensated for your digital pass. Y'all are in the VIP section. PlayStation fans, sorry, y'all going to have to be waving like this because y'all losing right now. Y'all no longer be able to do the Queen's wave. Y'all got to go back to being normal people. Y'all got to do this right here, the left and the right. Don't get me wrong. Y'all still going to have banger exclusives. Y'all still going to have good stuff. But as someone who's on the PC with Game Pass, nah, man, I'm up here. I'm above. I've ascended. Sorry, guys. It's just this is what it is. But this is a big power move because what we don't know is, will we see games in the future become holistically exclusive to the Xbox platform? Like, imagine if Overwatch 2 comes out and you can't get it on PlayStation 5. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I highly doubt that will happen.
Well, so to talk about that, Phil Spencer did come out and say, at least about Call of Duty, that he does want it to stay on PlayStation. So Call of Duty is not going to be a console exclusive thing. Call of Duty is going to be, still on all platforms besides whatever Nintendo platform cannot fucking run it because Nintendo doesn't care. So yeah, there's that. But like, the thing that we need to not forget that this acquisition is going to try and make people forget is that Activision Blizzard isn't a lot of shit. And, it's to a point where people were, speculating, I was speculating that, Activision Blizzard was going to like shut down because of all the like shitty things that are happening at this company to a point where it's like this company is probably not going to exist anymore because they have just such a shitty like work environment and all these like cases against them. They're going to lose all kinds of money. And now all of a sudden it's like Microsoft is like, don't worry, we're going to buy you out so that one, they'll probably be able to afford whatever consequences are going to come with the lawsuits and, the ongoing investigation against them. And two, people involved, like, what is it? The current CEO? I can't remember his fucking name. It's like Caustic, I think is his last name. That dude is more than likely gonna get a nice severance package and quietly disappear.
With his weird munchkin face.
Yeah. So, like...
Told you Bobby wasn't right.
So like now you have to have the conversation of, is Microsoft doing this because they also have some shit coming or would have some shit coming, but now won't because they've, acquired all the Infinity Stones they need to, just shift reality altogether? Like who the fuck knows,
Well,
right?
here's the thing. Here's the
Because
thing. Here's the thing. I don't think Microsoft is worried about that because remember, there was that little bit of a black mark that became of Mixer. And then somebody was saying that in-house Mixer staff was all racist and the people in the higher ups were terrible, and they were able to sidestep all that without much incident. So I really
by
don't think.
closing Mixer.
Yes,
So
I really don't think they have too much to really fear in that regard. But here we are in 2022, brand new era, and we already know that the culture clash is going to be something insane because what was going on at Activision Blizzard should not be tolerated by anyone, and no one should have to ever deal with anything like that in the history of their life. You should not have to deal with it being the norm that people out here just sexually assaulting people, grabbing people, trying to drink and steal your children's breast milk. I don't even know how that one happens, but apparently it happens. There shouldn't be people with rape romp rooms. There shouldn't be anything like that, but somehow this is the culture that's manifested behind those lines, and people are now having to deal with that. And with Microsoft stepping in, and obviously the Microsoft team and, it being that massive as it already is, and then now kind of enveloping and pulling them in, there might be a change of culture. There might be some heads that roll. There might be some new people put into place, some more, stronger management, stronger eyes on the scene. However, Bobby being there at any point, like this feels like they're going to give him that payday and they're going to give him that little butt pat. Now get out of here, little scamp. And he's not going to get the proper punishments that he clearly deserves for allowing this to not only go under his watch, but he's excused it. He's known that it happened and let it rock for years, arguably decades. But somehow, some way, the rich get richer. The fat cats get a little chubbier. And that's where we are with it right now. And as far as the gaming thing is, is it going to be better for us gamers? Is it going to be an overall, positive movement for us? I'm not sure.
well, Microsoft does have allegedly, does famously have a track record of acquiring these different studios, different companies, and then mysteriously those companies put out garbage. So it might not be good. This seems like it's possible that Microsoft is doing this to save whatever IPs Activision Blizzard owns from the Activision Blizzard not existing anymore because of the fact that they're just gonna get all kinds of legislation against them litigation against them that's gonna fuck up the company's expenses and I don't know, give us Battlefield 2042 in the next COD game or whatever. That's going to be the quality of shit they give us. Or Overwatch 2 is not going to exist because, hey, the staff is gone. Half of them are in jail. Some shit like that. But we don't know yet. Microsoft is buying them for who knows what. All those, bro. Warcraft on Game Pass? Insane. But I really think that it's strange that Phil Spencer and Microsoft put out a statement of oh, we're really gonna reassess our relationship with Activision Blizzard. And they fucking bought them. What are you talking
They reassessed
about?
it all right. They reassessed it all right. They moved some things around until the paperwork made sense. Now, granted,
it could be good guy Phil. He could be coming in there to be I'm going to change this ship. None of that shit is going to be accepted ever again. No one's going to get away with that. We're going to fire everybody who's trash. And if anybody who attempts to harass a woman in this company is gone. Maybe that would be the nice thing that happens. But who knows?
It is the gaming industry. It's taught me to be very pessimistic first.
Yeah.
Optimistic, never.
What games are you looking forward to this year or in the next 5 months?
Most of the games I would be looking forward to don't even have release dates.
Exactly.
So I can't necessarily promise you that. I mean, they say 2022, but 2022 is a long year.
Yeah.
And 2022 oftentimes becomes 2023 if 2021 has taught us anything. So there's that. I mean, we're all looking forward to the new Horizon. We're all looking forward to the new God of War. But at the same time, we don't even know if many of you are still, even by that time, going to be able to get your hands on a PS5 if you don't already own one. Number two, many of us have just decided to bite the bullet and say, you know what? I'm just going to wait and wait for it to drop on PC when it looks better and I can mod it. Like they already put CJ from Grand Theft Auto San Andreas into God of War. And you want to know the sad part? He looks better in that game than he does in San Andreas Definitive Edition. So, yeah, I think waiting for that does have many, many, many perks, and I will definitely be one of the people who will be doing that because I loved Horizon on PS4. It's even better on PC. Now, granted, didn't start that way, folks. Let's not lie here. That PC launch was kind of buns. But it seems as though the developers have pulled their resources, got it together, and now the PC launches are much more stable. Let's knock on wood. Clack, clack, clack. And hopefully we can see that keep going and even getting more optimized for the foreseeable future. Let's hope for that. Once again, pessimist here. Let's be optimistic. Sounds like an oxymoron. Sounds like a crazy statement. I know they'll prove me wrong. Maybe this is reverse psychology. We'll see. But hopefully, once again, knock on wood, knockety knock knock, these things actually come to pass. Now, Microsoft buying Blizzard and Activision could lead to that culture change that those Blizzard employees desperately need. And I just feel as though, like, hopefully for those employees that things turn into greener pastures for them because they deserve it. No one deserves the nightmare of a workspace that you guys have had. But speaking of a nightmare of a workspace,
let's also not forget that Riot is included in one of those places. So,
yeah, Riot is also not necessarily one of the best places out there, but League of Legends and their new tournament cup and the prize money is so big you'll forget all about it. But that said, speaking of forgetting all about it because things were too high, what about Pokimane? I mean, Pokimane. And look, my hot take is this, and it's not a hot take, guys. I said this on Twitter earlier. You guys can go ahead and fact check this. Too many of you are too excited to believe anything you see about people you already didn't like in the first place. It's okay to just say you don't like somebody. It's okay to say that you think somebody is trash. It's okay if, like, you don't even want to fully justify your opinion. You could just say, I don't like that person. That's fine. But because you don't like someone does not mean you need to believe any random thing that is ever thrown out there into the zeitgeist about aforementioned person. Because y'all are saying stuff like, she's doing cocaine because y'all saw her do this on stream. That action right there. That
did you all notice
forward,
that those clips? They don't show her sniffing like anything. They actually end before she does any sort of sniffing.
No, like like the clip ends right about here. Like she doesn't. Like her nose isn't even. If she was doing the coco, y'all would have seen. Y'all would have let. If y'all really wanted to nail her or crucify her to the cross, y'all would have let that whole clip play out.
Yeah.
But at no point did anybody do that. And a lot of people are just 100% jumping in on this and, oh my gosh, she got booger sugar on her screen. Oh my God, this is what she doing. Wow, Pokimane out here wilding. And then some people are getting upset that they've been banned for other things. And they're saying, wow, of course, Pokimane can get all coked up on stream, but I get banned for doing shit that I should be banned for. That's the funny part. They never say that I should be banned for. There were some people saying, like, wow, if I wear a vest that's too tight, I get banned. But she's out here doing booger sugar on the on Twitch. Wow. And it's just like, y'all understand that's not what happened here, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Pokimane has done some incredibly stupid shit. Like, I don't know how many of y'all have forgiven her for the N-word thing. I haven't. We're not moving past that. You don't just say some weak ass apology and move on, especially when you did it multiple times. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Number two, I think, once again, as I said earlier in the video about Mitch McConnell, let's focus on things that these people have actually done. And two, if you're going to sit here and watch Avatar The Last Airbender and just think that, like, no consequences Creed wasn't just going to knock down your door and discipline you, not only are you ignorant, you're also making it infinitely harder for any of these other content creators to actually do anything because now there's an ever-looming, even more vigilant and watchful eye from these copyright people Because I mean, did you forget that people are just now coming off the tail of the being absolutely being threatened that their whole livelihood is going to be taken away if they play one song that just so happened isn't to be kosher with the ingrained bylaws of Twitch and the DMCA courts? No. Y'all forget that whole thing during the pandemic where everyone was like really freaking out that their channels and their whole backlog of videos over potentially over a decade's worth of content would just be erased and eviscerated? Where people thought that them listening to a song 8 years ago would get their channel docked today. Yet y'all over here playing with this fire intentionally. Like, sure, in the short term, may have been a great boost in views because you got to watch whatever stupid ass show you wanted to watch. But long term, you probably made it a lot harder for yourself. Now, granted, who knows? Who knows if these people are going to be here long term? Who knows if your top streamer is going to be here 5-8 years from now? You don't know. They can make plenty of monetary investments to where they could just quit the game at any time they want and be comfortable. So maybe the long term isn't even something that they're worried about because they're not going to be here that long. But the fact of the matter is, yes, definitely some ignorant stuff happening over on that Pokimane channel. But the story, if it had ended here, would have just been a simple story. But it doesn't end here. Because somehow Ninja gets involved. So, Mr. Fraudulence, take it away.
Okay. So, in the last episode we talked about Gideon, sending people to Pokimane stream to harass her or to bother her, to fill her chat with certain messages that are not cool, and say some things to her, whatever. Some people are like, oh well, they're just saying L plus ratio, whatever, like stupid shit. But then telling her stream viewers, bro, she's not gonna fuck y'all, bro. Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's nothing. Whatever. You guys are corny. So he caught a ban for that. Apparently, it's an indefinite ban, and he put in an appeal, and that appeal actually got denied recently because there are clips have surfaced of Ninja being related to this whole situation. Ninja trying to give him tips on how to avoid a ban, and basically trying to downplay the situation as if Pokimane has some sort of control over whether or not people get banned and stuff like that, when no, she doesn't. So I don't know. Ninja has involved himself here, and Ninja also basically chose Gideon's side in all this. So now there's some back and forth between Ninja, Pokimane, and Ninja's wife. It's all really dumb, annoying drama, and it's really stupid that you would see that. Clearly, this dude is being a cornball, and he's sending people to bother, this girl because he's salty about something, or he's mad about something, or he thinks that she's getting social treatment because she's a woman on the platform. It's she is a woman on the platform. Wow, cool. She gets views. Wow, cool. You also get views, and you should probably just focus on your own platform instead of worrying about that. And it's weird to try and start drama to, I don't know, gain some sort of clout or whatever the fuck he was doing it for. So Ninja being involved keeps just putting his foot in his mouth the more he talks about it. And Pokimane, I think, did a stream where she broke down everything that happened, broke down the messages that she got, what she sent to his wife, her discussion with his wife, and how she got all these messages that show that Ninja was going back and forth being dude, you gotta, you can't do this and that, otherwise you're gonna catch a ban, and bitches like that.
But let me ask you this, sir. Was he in the Ninja? Was Ninja in the middle of a league game, about to close it out, and his titty wife just walks in braless as he's about to close out the game to make him some chips while he was ready to teach his boy how to avoid a ban? Did that happen?
It didn't happen that time, but allegedly some other time he bragged that his wife does that. And it's come on, dude. Act like you've been here before, you know what I mean? Remember, remember back in our day where it was like, yeah, you fucking virgin, you know, like that's like the kind of energy that gives me. It's like, yo, stop being so like corny. Like, okay, cool, we get it. Your wife likes you, and she lets you touch her boobs. Like,
I mean,
duh?
I would hope that's how someone who decided to marry you would feel. But anyways,
Yeah.
but I don't know. The whole weird thing about this story to me is the whole thing where he's just like, there's this message him being like, "No, Pokimane, you're making a big mistake," and it's just like you could read into that like he's threatening her, and if that's the case, then oh boy, people love putting their foot in their mouth. I don't know what it is. People be clowning on people having foot fetishes, but they clearly like putting feet in their mouth. I just don't understand how we get here so frequently and so often, but here it is. And to be honest with you, right? With this whole thing and this whole kit and caboodle, I don't give a fuck about any of these people. Like, I don't. But it's to the point where it's flooded my timeline enough. I figured that we should talk about it because last week didn't want to talk about it, but it's all I could see on my timeline because people just kept retweeting tweets related to it. People kept retweeting them, talking about there's a back and forth. There was ninja memes. There was Pokimane memes. People were calling her Kokimane and Tokimane and you don't even toke coke. And I don't even know why people don't know nothing about the drug war and they just out here, man.
Look, people keep also bringing up the N-word thing. Like, it happened years ago. Like, you've got to get over these things. Like, what the hell else do you want to happen? Like you want her to come out again and again be like, look, I'm sorry. You know, I can only show that I'm better through like, better behavior. Like,
I don't want her to do anything. But when I see clips like that, I'm not pushing with you. I'm not pushing P. P for Pokimane, by the way. I'm not doing none of that.
All right. Let's all forget. Let's all not forget the times when it was cool for people of all races to say nigga all the time. Oh, all right. Let's not forget those times, and let's not forget the people who are pushing for people to do all that shit or allowing people to do that shit. Who are now like, oh man, I don't think they should do. Yeah, okay. You were enabling them back then.
You didn't stop your boy.
Exactly. Like, so let's not like retroactively go back and be like, you see this clip, my boy, saying, I can't believe it, man. My best friend is like, no, shut up. You were there.
Because here's the thing. If you're offended, then be offended always. And if you're not offended, once again, keep that same energy and don't be offended. In my case, I just don't care. That's number one. So whether she apologizes or not doesn't matter to me. Because 2, she don't make any fucking content that I would ever be interested in any way, shape, form, facet, reality, or other dimension or lack thereof. So me saying I'm not going to watch her means nothing. Because she's not losing a viewer because I never was one. That's the other thing I don't get. Where people are so adamant about, oh my God, I'm going to boycott this streamer. You were never there in the first place.
Yeah. Like,
what do you
it's
mean?
Weird. Okay, it's corny that people are bringing it up now to be like, oh, well, see, she said the N-word back then too. Oh my gosh, she's awful. And it's like, is she doing it now? No? Cool. Like did she say it as like, no, fuck all the, like, no? All right, cool.
No,
like,
all right, so
she didn't like Mel Gibson it, like it's not. Look, when it comes to the things, the racially related things that we have to worry about, that is so fucking low on my goddamn list. Like, look, if some white person decided that they want to be cool by saying the N-word, like, yeah, all right, don't do that. First off, all you white people out there, if you think that you could, just have the N-word pass all of a sudden, no, you don't. No, you fucking don't. But let me say this right now. If people are going to, like, 7 years later be like, wow, she said it 7 years ago and she never said it again, but I'm still mad. It's like, just go talk to somebody, please, because you're wasting your fucking energy when you could be putting that towards, I don't know, stopping, like, I don't know, the, like, Nazis and shit who are, like, literally, like, attacking people and whatnot, under your nose. So, yeah. Pokimane is not starting like the racist revolution. She's not starting like a neo-Nazi revolution. She's not joining the alt-right or anything like that. So like stop fucking talking about it as if she's doing those things, because she's not. She is existing on her stream. If you don't like the content, don't watch the content. As simple as that. I mean, I'm not like one of her fans. I don't like watch her content or whatever. But from what I've seen lately, she seems fine. She just chills and then enjoys the people who are there, and that's really all that you can do at this point. Yeah, whatever. She caught a ban for watching Avatar. Cool. She was just chilling. That seems like 90% of what her stream is. She's just chilling and people chill with her. That sounds like a pretty nice environment. It doesn't seem like somebody who's out here trying to fucking burn your house down or anything like that. So I don't know why you acting like that's the case. When you got that people like Quinn who fucking caught a ban for saying some wild shit about about women and sexual assault. And people are defending that dude. Like, come on now.
Some people get banned because they said the word cracker. So, like, what
exactly.
are we really doing out here?
Like, what are you talking about?
But you want to know something else that's wild though? I don't know how many of you really fully understand this story. So I'm gonna walk it down one time for y'all. So basically, the reason why this is all blowing up recently is because Gideon decided to show his video to the viewers of his stream. It was him doing a reaction of Pokimane saying the N-word, that original clip.
Okay.
So what ends up happening after that is that's when he decided to raid and do the L ratio raid, and then Pokimane started crying on stream, and Gideon got banned for 2 weeks initially due to the harassment. When she and some other streamers thought that 2 weeks wasn't enough, he got the big permaban. So clearly people talking about it and throwing the idea back and forth that there should be something more severe, a more severe punishment handled out. I don't believe permaban was the way.
I don't think so. It's not permaban though. Like it's
indefinite. But in some cases indefinite rolls in the permaban. So I don't think an indefinite ban was the right way. Now 2 weeks, I don't think so fair. Either.
This is literally a situation where it's like all you got to do is get people to put eyes on it and be like, oh, well, I mean, it's been what, like 3 weeks? All right, then let's just unban him. Like, it's not that big of a deal, anymore. The people, is he gonna come out and tell people to stop rating her and whatnot? Cool, then he can get unbanned. If he gets unbanned and goes, nah, y'all need to go back and go harder, then all right, bro.
Well, here's the thing.
Definite ban.
Here's the thing. Gideon has even agreed that the ban was reasonable. Like, he was cool with it. But he thought perma was unreasonable because it was quote unquote his first offense doing anything like this.
I mean, it is.
So
I don't know about the offense, but it's unreasonable to perma ban or indefinitely ban this man for this.
And this is when Ninja gets brought into the situation because he allegedly in a DM somewhere said that Pokimane was being a bitch and that he would text his representative to see if they could work something out. And that's where you have the Gideon and Ninja thing coming together. However, I want to know where Pokimane would even get that DM. That's what I want to know.
His wife sent it to him, to her. Also,
where's the thing? Where's the thing?
So he said it on stream. Like he was on stream talking, and he said something in a generality sense of oh, you can't let bitches like this, bitches get you down like this or some shit like that. And it wasn't supposed to be directly calling Pokimane a bitch, but it was weird that he used the word bitches. So I don't know. Ninja was trying to do some oh yeah, you're my bro, so let me help you out, bro, type of shit. And it was odd that one, he did it live, and two, that he inserted himself in this situation where clearly Gideon was in the wrong. Even if he was just watching, I don't know why he would decide to react to this 7-year-old clip. And
is it 7 years old?
Yes.
Damn. Time be flying.
Sure, man, but yeah, it's fucking old. It's an old clip. Why he would respond, see this and be like, yo, y'all should go in her chat now and say some stuff. It's bro. Even if you're watching the clip and you're mad about it, it's been years and years and years. And also, you have enough clout to like just like try and have like some collab stream or some bullshit where you guys like talk it out or like discuss it in some kind of way and you get to tell her directly how you feel, and then that's content. You make more money, you get numbers, all that stuff. You get exposed to her audience. Come on, man.
But like, I don't think everything needs to be content, though. See, that's the thing.
I mean, you're right. Not everything needs to be content, though. But this dude was making a content-related move because he could either boost his platform or fuck up his platform, and he chose to fuck it up. Now he's banned. So what was the point in all this?
Because the other thing that was weird is, I don't know if you heard about where this went, but Pokey was basically trash talking Ninja for defending Gideon, and now Ninja's wife said that he didn't text anyone, and we're going to be suing Pokimane for defamation of character. So, like,
is that confirmed?
Like I said, that's speculation there. But like, I just think it's weird that it would even get this far.
Yeah, I don't think it's getting that far. I think it's just some like weird shit that people are trying to like drum up for like the content drama or whatever. If it actually gets to like someone suing someone,
okay, well,
you guys are like out of touch with reality.
They've officially made a statement. We are considering everything defamation of character at this point.
We are considering.
Yeah, they're considering. They haven't fully gone out to do the lawsuit, but they're considering it.
Then that's clout. That's clout farming to me. That's clout farming for sure. Like they're just trying to like drum up the drama so that they can get themselves a bigger moment and like get some more eyes on whatever. Like until they actually say we are suing her, I don't believe it. It's like they have to know it's stupid and like it's a waste of your fucking money. Mind you, they make so much money that they are probably willing to waste it, but like it's a waste of fucking money to like drum up a defamation lawsuit against Pokimane for saying like, oh, you said something that may have implied that you were calling me a bitch or whatever, and like you were helping out a guy who like hate rated me and is now banned. Like ultimately, it's a fucking waste of time. Like the drama itself is stupid. It's very like minor league in the grand scheme of things. Like no one's like fighting each other. There's no sort of like racism or like wild like shit like that going on. Maybe that like you could say that there's like sexism here because these niggas are like, oh, she's getting clapped up and all this other like weird like incel-y type of like shit going on there, but like. Again, I think people are just doing this to have the moments, get the numbers, do whatever, and then they're going to let it fade out when it's time for it to fade out, which will be this time next week.
Sometimes you just shrug your shoulders, man.
Yep. Like I fucking hate it. Like, look, they're all rich, so I don't give a fuck. like you're all rich at the end of the day, and you're just gonna keep getting richer while all this is happening because more people are still gonna like watch you on your like respective platforms on like Twitch, YouTube, whatever. Even the people who hate you, especially the people who hate you. So it doesn't fucking matter. At the end of the day, you guys are like both millionaires.
I don't know, man. There's just a lot going on. Sorry. If you're wondering why I was looking shocked, there's a clip now of a reporter just
got
talking.
Hit by a car?
Yeah, just got hit by a car, just got deboed, and then gets up and just finishes the report.
Bro, she got hit by the car, and after she got hit, she's like on the ground still talking. Like, oh, I just got hit by a car, so I'm a little disoriented. I'm like, yo, what?
So yo, put the mic down.
How light did she get hit by this car? Or how tough is her body for her to have gotten hit and just be like, oh shit, sorry, I just got hit by a car. Like,
nah, she got that vibranium skeleton, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what are you talking about?
That looked like a Silverado, bro. Like that's a big boy truck.
Exactly. Like, what? she gets hit by the car because and it's nothing.
Yeah, because the dude in studios just got this face like, like my man is confused. My man is lost. He has no idea what's going on.
It kind of looked like somebody's car like hydroplaned or some shit like that, and that's how she got hit. But still, it looked like that car hit her kind of hard.
Yeah.
And she was fine. And I'm like, look, I would at the very least be like, cut off cameras. All right. Like I just got hit by a car, please.
Well, it looked like she had a tripod camera. Like she was her own crew.
Oh,
Because that cameraman did not move. A car get that close to me, I'm cameraman moving.
That's true. Unless the cameraman is heartless.
Hey, heartless and fearless, bruh.
I don't know.
Well, no,
Between that and the motorcycle?
She literally picks up the camera and adjusts it. So, it's her.
Okay, yeah. She's dedicated to the job. I don't know how much they're paying you, but it's not enough.
It is never enough, man. It is never enough. But that being said, let us know what your thoughts are on the whole Pokimane versus Ninja Civil War that none of you should care about, by the way. Like, y'all should have zero investment. Go out and play the new Yu-Gi-Oh game and get scammed by NFTs. Yeah, do that. That is... I can highly recommend you doing that as better things to do with your day than getting fully entrenched in that drama any further than what we've done for you. But is there anything you'd like to close us out on? You'd like to break it down?
No, I got nothing. Follow me on Twitch. Follow me on YouTube. The things will be coming. Follow me on TikTok if you want to. I try to avoid that app as much as possible because for some reason my timeline is just all of these damn cosplay girls who are like twerking and like, you know, quoting these songs of like, oh, you want a big titty goth girlfriend. It's like, nice try. All right. It's like, I will never get touched by the horny ghost.
So what you're saying is they trying to trap you?
No, they're just trying to, you know, they're trying to get me. They want me to become another number. But like, look, I didn't spend 30 years of my life just to become a number. All right, I got to become something else, man. But anywho, the internet was a mistake, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, the internet was a mistake. So when you see that video of that girl twerking, being like, "Hey, you want a big titty goth girlfriend?" She's probably not talking to you, man. Like, just relax.
Enjoy your lifetime stay at the Shadow Realm Hotel, fam.
Exactly. When you feel your hand coming up there and being like, "Oh, girl, you trying to hop on this?" Nah, man. Erase it. Go do something else.
Go outside. Take a nap on the front lawn. Well,
yeah, go outside. Touch some grass. You know, it's still, you know, it's free. It's still free.
Don't worry. They'll start putting a tax on that soon enough. Fucking enough.
They tax the grass? Sir, that's $5. What are you doing? I'm
mowing my lawn. Nah, man. You got to pay us for that. To mow my own lawn? Yes. You don't want that. Your kids will be... You think your kids are messing up your heating bill and your electric bill with their consoles? Oh, man, that grass bill going to be out. It's going to have you tight. But we'll see you guys next week. I'm probably just going to upload this one tomorrow. Knock on wood, provided Twitch and YouTube get along. But we will see you guys then. Y'all be safe and take care now.